Mare of Steel by Iowaforever. Chapter 9. Scootaloo could not sleep. Even though it had been almost a week since the dragon and Supermare's arrival, the filly could not get the fight out of her head. This was not helped by the fact that everywhere she went, all any pony could talk about was Supermare this and Supermare that. Even her fellow crusaders would not stop talking about this new mare. She tossed one of her pillows off her bed and rolled over, trying in vain to clear her mind and find a comfortable spot to sleep. After a few more minutes of failure, she scrambled and sat up. She went to receive her pillow when she noticed a small note tapped to the outside of her window. Curious, she flicked on a nearby light and approached the window. The note had been hastily read, but Scootaloo could still read it. Ruth, I want to talk. Supermare. What? Scootaloo said. She pushed the window open and retrieved the note before inspecting it as best she could. She made a note to try to accumulate Crusader forgery spotters one day. Scootaloo returned to the window and peeked out, trying to catch a glimpse of the mare. Hello? Is any pony up there? Scootaloo asked. There was the sound of hoofs treading on thatch before another pony hung her head over the edge. I see you got my note, Supermare said. I would have put it somewhere else for you to find, but it was late and I didn't want to be intrusive. Oh, well, since you're here, I just wanted to talk to you for a few minutes. Are you joining me up here? I can't fly. How am I supposed to get up there? Silly question. Supermare flew down, hovering in front of Scootaloo's window. Just climb on my back and I'll pick you up. Okay. Scootaloo backed up before launching herself onto the window, spreading her wings wide as possible to allow for gliding. She managed to land on the older mare, wrapping her legs around Supermare as she landed. Supermare chuckled and rose back onto the air, her speed completely unaffected by the filly on her back. Once they reached the roof, she let Scootaloo climb down and make herself comfortable before landing next to her. You ever come up here? No, I can't really get out here, and if I did, ponies would get mad at me. If you asked him, I'm sure he would let you come out here. Supermare gave Scootaloo a smile and looked up into the sky. Scootaloo, unsure of how to proceed, shuffled a little and looked up too. You know, when I was younger, my mother used to take me out on nights like this to stargaze. Supermare said, the first few times I thought it was because there was some larger meaning she wanted me to grasp. But she told me it was to thank the princesses for the beauty of the night. Is that why you were out here? I don't know. The superhero looked at Scootaloo. Do you see it that way? There was a pause as Scootaloo mulled over her answer. Well, the princesses are nice, but I already do things for them. I'm not sure, really. There was another pause before the mare started to look away. Was that a bad answer? No. If you said yes, then I respect your connections to the princesses. But if you had said no, then I think you should thank him anyway. Well, what if I don't thank him? What if there's some other powerful beings I want to thank? You say a little prayer to the princesses every night before you go to bed, and you ask Celestia to protect you every time you do something dangerous when trying to get your cutie mark. I don't know of any other power beings you would know of. Scootaloo's mouth dropped. How did you know that? Supermare tapped a hoof to her head. X-ray vision and superior hearing. I can see a fly sitting on the eastern side of the Statue of Liberty while I'm flying over Seattle. You're lying. You're right. That is a little short range for my vision. I'm sorry for protruding on your personal life. I just want to learn more about your ponies, and that seemed to be the fastest way possible. You could have just asked. I could have. Another pause. Is there anything else you know about me or my friends? I understand how you live, how your day-to-day lives progress, but other than that, I don't know much. Scootaloo looked back up at the stars, her mind racing with questions. She looked back at the mare before speaking again. Who are you? Every pony calls me Supermare, and I'm willing to let them do so. My real name is Cara Jor-El, but until I get to know you better, I prefer you not to call me that. Can I tell my friends? I suppose so, but the same condition applies to them. Oh, your name's kind of weird. Weird. I never met any pony with a name like that, except maybe Sakura, but she wasn't born in Equestria. Scootaloo smiled a little. Were you born in Equestria? No, I was born on the planet Krypton. Supermare looked back up the sky. You could probably see it from here. It was far enough away that its lights would still be glowing for a few more years. Was? Krypton was destroyed many years ago. I was the only survivor, as my father built a ship for me to travel to Equestria. Oh, School looked away before something clicked to her mind. Wait, Krypton is another planet? You're an alien? I was raised in Equestria, but you're technically right. Does my being an alien scare you? No, of course not. Scootaloo smiled as best she could, but the other pony was not impressed. You can tell me the truth. I promise I won't get mad. Scootaloo's smile crumbled as he looked down at the roof. I guess I'm a little scared. I've never met an alien before, and I saw what you did to that robot. Rest assured, I am not here to hurt ponies. I'm here to protect and guide you all. Some ponies might not believe you. Scootaloo looked away. I could probably think of one. Who? Scootaloo shuffled a bit before looking back at Supermare. Well, you see, there's this pony that, well, I gotta see her like a big sister. She's really nice and cool, but now you're here, she might not like you because, well, you're cool too. And you're big on the hero stuff, and she's too. Are you afraid I might antagonize her by stealing her spotlight? Yeah, what you said. I have no intention of doing so. If I do, then it's purely by accident. I mean your friend no disrespect. And you never know. We could become good friends. That would be okay, right? Yeah, it would be okay. Scootaloo would have continued, but a yawn managed to slip past her lips. I should leave. You'll need your energy for tomorrow. Why? What happens tomorrow? The town has that big celebration for me since I defeated the machine. Oh yeah, guess I forgot. You're tired. That was the likely outcome. Supermare picked up Scootaloo on the forehost and flew her down to her window. If you ever want to talk, just leave a note on your window. Okay. Supermare set Scootaloo down on her bed and prepared to leave. Wait! Yes? I just want to thank you again. You know, for saving my life and all. You're welcome. Supermare smiled and took off, disappearing into night. Scootaloo sighed and closed her window, taking one last look before returning to bed. Maybe I could talk to Rainbow Dash tomorrow. Pinkie had gone all out for the party for Supermare. Half of Ponyville was covered in streamers and balloons, and a giant stage had been placed on the down hall. The cakes had provided a large quantity of snacks, and the weather team had spent the entire morning clearing every bit of cloud out cover away. Pinkie made sure that every single pony in Ponyville, and quite a few that weren't, had been invited. She was currently babbling away to a crowd of reporters and excited foals about her version of the story. The other four, meanwhile, were busy making final preparations for the superhero's arrival. Applejack, did you bring those components I asked for? Twilight asked as he scratched out Rudd's sign on the stage. Yeah, Twi. Applejack pulled an apple and a flask of cider from her saddlebag and tossed it to Twilight. Contemplated telekinesis without looking away from her slippering. May I ask what exactly do you plan to do? Eddie asked. Well, Applejack says he was suspicious of Superman, right? This will show us she's really as powerful as she says she is, and if she's hiding anything from us. Twilight placed the apple and cider in the center of her scribbles. Her horn lit up, and the apple's products melted into an amber liquid. It was quickly flowed down her scribbles and formed an apple shape. This is a seal of honesty. It allows the caster to tell whether some pony who is standing inside the seal is telling the truth or not. So, that way we know if the Supermare is really telling the truth? Exactly. Ever try anything like this before, Twi? Don't want to blow up and send you to some other world or something now, do you? Don't worry. This one is the first spells I've ever learned. We should be fine. The design flickered for a moment before vanishing completely, taking her scribbles with it. Come on, let's get away from here before some pony starts asking questions. As the four of them set up their spell, two other ponies watched from the shade of a nearby building. A seal of honesty, the stallion said. That's interesting. It's a basic level spell, Trixie said. I can do it in my sleep. I am well aware of that, and if I wanted your input, I would have asked for it. Trixie is sorry. No, you're not. Although it is a wise choice for them. They know not what they are dealing with. This is the same mare that destroyed that little toy of yours, right? Some attempt at vengeance that was. Prim and Prom, as they were named, were vital to my plan. I used them to test the waters, as it were. Had I succeeded, I would have had a powerful weapon at my disposal. But their failure shows potential risks and new enemies I had overlooked.
Then eliminate them. You and I are very powerful, so when this mirror shows up, we can just attack and be done with it. In fact,
Tracy set down the sound slightly.
oh, wait, I could extract my revenge right here, and now, while she's unable to stop it,
When she shows up, you will die.
I can fight her. You gave me strength, and now you want to use it.
Tracy would have stepped forward, but had not the other pony grasped her throat as magic, slammed her against the building. Listen to me. You will not attack. You don't. Should you fail, which I believe to be very likely, then my entire plan is ruined, and none of us will achieve our goals. You swore an oath that you will assist me and follow my commands. If you decide to break that oath, place the hoof against Tracy's forehead. I will crush your skull and find someone better suited to my plan. Is that clear?
Yes, clear.
Good. He leaves Tracy began to walk off. I will go to Counterlot and continue my preparations. You'll stay here and launch your attack. In 6 days.
You want me to attack the day before the summer sun celebration?
Why not? It will make for a wonderful show. And remember, if this male defeats you, do not tell who I am unless he presses you.
Presses me?
The stallion turned around and placed his hoof against Tracy's forehead again. Remember my previous threat?
Yes.
Now imagine that. But replace me with her and you will get the idea.
Yes.
Yes, what?
Yes, General.
Better. Stay out of sight until your attack.
The ceremony was about to start, and all the invited ponies had gathered out in front of the stage. The absurdity were not spotted by Supermare. Twilight and her friends were standing as far back in the crowd as possible, with Twilight making final adjustments on her seal of honesty, while the others waited for the arrival of the superhero. There! And it's finished. Now we'll be able to tell if she's lying or not.
I guess the gamer shows up, Applejack said.
Did they even tell her about all this?
Pinkie found a way. Oh, still, they should have had her show up quicker. I'll swear, she's just like your sweet tat, just like Rainbow Dash.
I suppose. Where is Rainbow Dash anyway?
Shh! Ceremony was starting. A hush fell over the crowd as the mayor approached the podium.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for coming to this special ceremony today.
A few ponies applauded before the mayor continued.
As you know, Ponyville has to deal with some hardships over the past week, and we are still rebuilding from the mechanical dragon's damage. But had it not been for the actions of one exceptionally brave and powerful pony, then we would not have had a town to live in.
There was more applause while the 5 continued to look on.
Any minute now.
Rainbow Dash was on a nearby hill, having just finished putting on her suit and cape. She wanted to chase it home, but doing so when she had come back from Skooloo's had startled Tank to no end. She preferred him being calm than having privacy while changing.
Remember, you're not Rainbow Dash right now,
she said as he finished her cape's class.
You're Supermare, so no bragging if you can help it, and try to use big words. Not too big words, though. Twilight might get suspicious.
She flared her wings and faced Ponyville as her cue neared.
Time to show these ponies who's protecting them. And so, it is with great pleasure that I introduce you, Ponyville's new superhero, Supermare!
The sound of applauding and cheering ponies drowned out the rush of wind as Supermare arrived. Although she had seen her before, Twilight could now get a full picture of the pony. Of her size, yet fairly muscular, but any distinguishing features were hidden beneath her suit. The mayor gave the crowd a smile and a wave before landing.
Okay, here it goes,
Twilight said, summoning a small spell matrix in order to monitor the seal of honesty. Supermare waved again before speaking.
Hello, citizens of Ponyville. It's good to see all of you alive and well on this fine day.
This was greeted by more cheers.
Welcome, Supermare, the mayor said. On behalf of the town council and every pony in Ponyville, I want to thank you for all you've done for us. It's my pleasure, ma'am. It is my duty to make sure that all the ponies in Equestrian are safe from those that would try to harm them. I thank you for showing me your hospitality today. It's a welcome change from the last place I stayed at. On anything to show our appreciation, the mayor smiled. So, is there anything else you would like to say? Just all that you really mean a lot to me.
Supermare took off and began to glide towards the crowd.
You're my friends, and I hope that we can work together to create a better future for Ponyville, and hopefully all of Equestria. You'll help me with that, won't you?
There were a few more cheers while most ponies nodded to say yes.
Thank you.
The mayor said before rising in the air,
Now, I would love to see your town when it's not being attacked by a giant robot dragon. There were a few ponies that laughed at this, as a small crowd began to lead Supermare to Ponyville, leaving Twilight and her friends behind. Well, that was a bit anticlimactic, don't you think? Verity asked. Guess the way of the Bay of Town will let it fail then. No, Twilight said, turning towards town. I cast a much larger one this morning in case something like this happened. Come, we better follow them until the spell has the best effect. Trixie continued to watch from the shadows. Her new skills in magic made this easier. She was able to use several illusion spells to hide when she moved. How does he know I'd lose? She grumbled as she took behind another building. I don't call myself the great and powerful for nothing. She spotted Supermare and the others again, anger building up inside her. I could kill all of them right now. I have the power. One spell and it would be all over. And then I will have my revenge! She smiled before she remembered her friend's command. She could still feel his hoof against her forehead, magic against her throat. She started and continued moving. No, he's right. Why blow my chances now? And I will be able to enjoy my revenge. Just you wait, Supermare. I will show you who is the most powerful mare in Equestria. The celebration had died down by the time the sun had set. The town was still covered in party stuff, with numerous ponies drifting from house to house cleaning up the mess. Pinkie was still with the reporters, though most had lost interest with her now, and they'd been able to talk with the real Supermare. Pinkie did not seem to care all that much, as she seemed nearly as extensive of her involvement with the story. Well, at least Pinkie's enjoying herself, Twilight said as the pink pony passed by. And you're not, Verity asked. No, I thought we finally figured out who Supermare is, and did we? No, she told us nothing about who she really is. Of course she did, Twilight. You just got caught up in all these spells and seems like you weren't really paying attention. Verity looked away. And I thought you would have adored all that talking crystals that her kind used to grow buildings. Can you imagine how beautiful that must look? Yes, but that's not the point. She was being honest with us, but she wasn't telling the whole truth. Because superheroes never talk about their personal lives. Pinkie down for the square. Twilight ignored her. Secret identity or not, I don't like that she can't tell us. We're trustworthy, right? I suppose. Hey, Twilight! Twilight turned and saw Skulu approaching. Skulu, what's wrong? Can you see Rainbow Dash? There's something I need to talk to her about, but I can't find her. I'm sure she's around here somewhere. Maybe somebody else has seen her. I asked everyone, and nobody's seen her all day. Well, maybe there's somewhere you haven't looked. You know how she likes her privacy when napping. Yeah, I'm going to check the trees by her house again. Skulu wandered back into town. Rainbow Dash doesn't show up to a massive party. Completely blows off the fact that there's another hero in town. It comes home without letting us know. What are you thinking, Twilight? I think I need to have a talk with a certain weatherman about what she's hiding from all of us. Wait, Twilight, you can't possibly think that... Pop! There was a pop and Twilight was gone, having teleported back to her library. Oh dear, I do hope she's not doing anything foolish. She was the one that told Rainbow not to do anything stupid. Oh. Verity sighed and began to walk back to her boutique. Chapter 10. It was Wednesday, and Rainbow Dash was doing what she enjoyed the most, sleeping in. Her covers had been pulled over her head, completely cutting her off from the rest of the world. As Tank usually followed the sleep patterns, she did not have to worry about tending to him for a few more minutes. She was dreaming again, this time of fields of crystals and spires. She was flying, zooming between giant natural arches, and racing over lakes as clear as glass. She spiraled through the air and shot upwards, racing into the clouds with blistering speed. She smiled as she climbed, the wind rusting past her ears, to the point of some pony knocking on her door. Rainbow Dash blinked and looked up. The knocking persisted as he climbed out of bed. Okay, I'm coming. Jeez, don't you ponies know I like sleeping in on Wednesdays? She sighed and entered her hallway. The knocking continued even as she drew closer. Unless something really bad is happening, you better have a good reason for knocking me up. Standing at the door was not another Pegasus, but a very familiar lavender unicorn. She did not look happy. Twilight, how did you get up here? Balloon and Clown Walk spell. I would have used wings, but I don't have them. Twilight said. Rainbow Dash, we need to talk. Okay. Could have waited until I woke up on my own? No. What is it? Is Ponyville in danger? I'm not sure yet. I want to talk about Supermare. There was a pause. But you expect me to know? A lot more than you're telling us. Twilight advanced towards Rainbow Dash. Pegasus backing up to keep her distance from her friend. Why didn't you show up at the ceremony? I wasn't interested. Besides, you told me not to do anything stupid, so I decided not to go and do anything stupid. You weren't interested by one of the greatest concentrations of ponies in Ponyville since the last Summer Sun celebration? Yeah, you. The pony that spends the entire day showing off for every pony to see. Weren't interested? Hey, that's not true. I hang out with you guys all the time, and I don't try to attract attention then. True. And what about when you came home? You disappear, and then some new mare with weird power shows up, and you arrive soon afterwards. So? So? You were connected to her in some way. What? And you said I feel logic. This is perfectly logical. She's never around when you are. You vanish whenever she shows up. You didn't get confidential when we mentioned her. And she said she held no ill will towards you when we talked to her during the ceremony. Well, better than that than trying to kill me. Care to explain how she met you when you two are never in the same place at the same time? Sure, she's an old friend of mine. Twilight paused and guarded her gas. Really? Yeah, we used to live next to each other when we were kids. She never told me about the superpowers and stuff. Then how come Fluttershy doesn't know about her? She moved to Manhattan when I was 5. We lost track of each other until the whole thing with the rock. There was a long pause before Twilight spoke. You're lying. Why should I be lying? Because you want to find something wrong? Because you want to understand something you should leave alone? Now it's Twilight's turn to back up. What? You had a friend for a long time and never told us? 2 words, Twilight. Shining armor! I'll give you that. I never! What was that you said about not wanting us to get all that attention? You said it ruined our lives because no pony would ever leave us alone. Isn't that what you're trying to do now? Expose some pony that's trying to do some good in this world so you can be right? I wasn't going to. Oh, sure, you say that now. But some point would find out, and then she'll never have anything resembling privacy again. She'll become a shudder worse than Fluttershy. Then she'd never help any pony again. Is that what you want? Do you want to ruin her life? No! You want the truth? I don't know anything about Supermare, and I don't want to. I'm willing to let her have some security and run around and sue the cape, but you obviously don't want that. Is that it? You're only tolerant of heroes that they somehow you know? I never said that. You always tell me I'm the one who gets jealous and judgmental, but you seem to be the only pony here that's jealous. Rainbow Dash pointed her hoof at Twilight. It's you! There's another long pause. Small tears began to pull under Twilight's eyes. His feet began to sniffle. I just wanted to know who she was. Maybe learn more about where she was from. I never wanted to hurt any pony. Hey, Twilight. Rainbow flew over, wrapped a foreleg around Twilight. Don't be like that. Yeah, you probably meant well, but you got too big on the facts and stuff. I mean, if I had a bunch of superpowers, I wouldn't tell any pony until I was sure I could trust them. She turned to Twilight. Maybe that's what you had to do. Back off and let her trust you. Maybe you're right. Yeah, I think I am right this time. You know what? Just go home and relax. Maybe join Verity and Fluttershy for their spa trip. Just don't worry about superheroes. Okay. Twilight turned to leave. I'm sorry I accused you of hiding something. That's okay. See you later! Rainbow Dash waved as Twilight walked back to her balloon. Once the unicorn was out of sight, Rainbow Dash closed the door and collapsed. Whew, that was close. Twilight might catch on again, so I'll have to get creative. Rainbow Dash yawned and stood up. But I think I want to finish sleeping first. The next few days went by without incident. Twilight did avoid Rainbow Dash for a while, but whatever animosity that was developing between the two did dissolve over time. Talk of Supermare also died down. By Saturday, more ponies were focused on the upcoming Summer Sun celebration than heroes. Pinkie Pie, however, had other plans. Rainbow Dash was napping in one of Applejack's trees when she felt something tugging at her tail. She opened her eyes and saw the pink pony staring back up at her, several bangs straight across her back. Pinkie, what's up? You are, but I need your help. Okay, what do you need? Well, I was poking around the cake storerooms and I found this. Pinkie pulled out a small flask of glue. I got to thinking, since you've been gone, things have been kind of quiet around here except for the superheroes, but that's something else entirely. I was thinking that maybe you and I could go out and make these ponies a little happier.
So, pranks?
Yep.
Mary Beth smiled. It had been a while since he had done any pranks, and now was her chance to see if she still had it in her. She jumped out of the tree and landed in front of Pinkie. Okay, so how are we going to do it?
That's my surprise for you. You go and distract every pony, and I'll set everything up.
Okay, how do I distract them? Side green boom?
I was thinking you'd dress up as Super Mare.
Rainbow Dash blinked. What?
Every pony kind of suspects you to do super amazing stunt stuff, but no pony suspects Super Mare. So if you dress up like her, then they follow you.
But, I mean, we look nothing alike. She's got tan fur and I'm, blue.
I figured that out too.
Pinkie rummaged around in saddlebags and pulled out 2 bottles of main dye out.
You lost this out, but you'll look like her.
Okay, but I don't got a costume.
I got that too.
Pinkie continued rummaging out and pulled out a suit and cape, very similar to the one Rainbow Dash usually wore. How did you get this?
I wanted to play superhero with the Cake Twins, but I didn't have a costume. So I asked her, do you make one for me? She even made the wings and everything.
That's pretty cool. Okay, I'll get dressed and we'll get started.
Okie dokie lucky.
Pinkie Pie bounced off, and Rainbow Dash rolled up the costume and main dyes and took off towards her house. I could use this stuff, but then I actually have a suit that can do all this stuff without having to use dyes and stuff. She tried. Should I even do pranks as Super Mare? If I try to be some kind of big role model, then it won't look good. If I start harassing ponies, well, maybe 1 or 2 little pranks couldn't hurt. Yeah, just so that I do have a sense of, hey, is that Trixie? Rainbow Dash stopped for a moment, squinted. It was Trixie, but something had changed. She now wore a black bodysuit beneath her winter costume, and her eyes looked more sinister and cruel than haughty. This won't end well. I guess Pinkie's distraction will involve Super Mare after all. Rainbow Dash sped up and headed back to her home. This looks like a job for Super Mare. Yeah, still wearing a Superman t-shirt. Oh, this is the same one. I just got multiple Superman t-shirts. Trixie trotted into the town square, in the place of her first great humiliation. She was a changed mare now, one whose mind had been opened up to all possible powers. She smiled. Today was a day no pony would ever forget. It would be the day that Trixie truly cemented her status as the great and powerful.
Citizens of Ponyville,
she said, drawing the eyes of almost every pony present.
You wronged me once when you turned and drove me away. But now Trixie has returned to show you all that she is not a mare to be wronged. However, she is not without mercy. Surrender yourselves to me, and admit you were wrong in throwing me out, and I'll allow you to live out your lives in peace.
If you're asking these ponies to bow down to you, a voice said from behind Trixie, I'm afraid we're going to have a few disagreements. Trixie turned and saw Super Mare, the pony hovering with her 4 legs crossed.
Oh, look who decided to show up. You can be an example to these ponies and be the first to surrender to me.
She lifted her horn and fired a blast at her opponent, but the Pegasus effortlessly dodged and landed. You don't have to do this. I can snap you in half with my bare hooves, but I don't want to hurt you.
Yes, we don't have to do this. You can surrender!
Trixie fired another blast. Super Mare began dodging and taking to the air again. I'm warning you, Trixie. Cease now, or I'll have to subdue you.
Subdue me? Try subduing this!
Trixie's horn began to glow, energy swirling around her as her spell built up power. First, nothing began to happen. Soon the ground began to shake as something made its way towards Ponyville. All the ponies present turned towards the everfree forest. Saw a giant mass of purple marching out of the woods. It had a bear-like shape, was flickering with small pinpoints of light. The creature paused for a moment to turn its location before continuing on.
Let's see how well you stand against the might of a bull Ursa Meteor, Super Mare!
The first time since he had put on the suit, Rainbow Dash was actually worried. Giant robot dragons were one thing, but an Ursa Meteor was something else entirely. No weak points, no power sources. Just astral energy, bone, and muscle. Yes, Rainbow Dash was probably stronger than the princesses, but Princess Celestia nearly died when she faced off against an Ursa shortly after the Nightmare Moon incident.
Pull yourself together, Rainbow. You can do this. What's the matter, Supermare? Trixie called. Scared? Hardly. Rainbow Dash raced forward, her right hoof aimed at the Ursa. The massive bear spotted this and rose up to attack. But this only gave Rainbow Dash a larger target. She slammed at the Ursa at high speed. The sounds of collision echoing across Ponyville. The bear staggered and collapsed, roaring in a mix of pain and rage. Rainbow Dash hovered over the Ursa, waiting to see how it would react. The bear roared again and swung at her, the massive paw knocking Rainbow Dash halfway across Ponyville into Town Hall. The wood planks stuttered under the force of Rainbow Dash striking them, and only small bits of wood rained down on her as she recovered. Okay, this is going to be more difficult than the last fight. She shook several chunks of wood out of her mane and shards, a small muck cone forming around her as she raced towards the Ursa. The bear swatted at her again. But this time, Rainbow Dash pulled up and dodged just before zooming in and punching the Ursa in the face. The Ursa managed to recover quickly, and less than Rainbow Dash, massive jaws snapping shut mere inches from the Pegasus. So he flew in for another hit, but the bear saw this coming and thrust his head, clobbering Rainbow Dash and knocking her out of the air. So he hit the ground hard enough to leave a small crater. She would have recovered had the Ursa not proceeded to stomp on her. A normal pony would have been killed instantly. Being stepped on only made Rainbow Dash mad. The Ursa roared in pain as the two beams struck the underside of its foot. As it reared up, Rainbow Dash shot up and collided with the bear's chin, her eyes glowing bright and red with energy. She got to the Ursa several times before striking the Ursa in the chest, each hit channeling more strength than the last one. The Ursa collapsed, trying to recover from the punishment the pony had dealt it. Oh, very impressive, Trixie said. But it takes a lot more than a few light tricks to drop an Ursa. Rainbow Dash turned and was about to confront Trixie, when the Ursa's jaw slammed shut at her midsection. Soaring in triumph, the Ursa began to shake its head back and forth, trying to rip the Pegasus in half. Rainbow Dash's self-controlling physiology prevented any lasting harm, but being tossed around threw her off her focus, and the massive jaws would leave a nasty bruise if not removed. She twisted around and bucked against the roof of the Ursa's mouth, knocking the bear's jaws open and freeing herself. She flew upward and slammed her right hoof against the Ursa's head, knocking it to the ground once again. It was then that she got a good look at his eyes. Like Flim and Flam, they were dull and unfocused, and he glowed slightly. Trixie, you brainwashed it, Ursa? The unicorn did not hear her, over-focused on the Ursa before her. Rainbow Dash grumbled and flew in for another strike, the massive beast spotting this and lunging forward. Bear and pony collided at high speed, the two opponents collapsing and rolling against the ground. The Ursa tried to use its bulk to crush Rainbow Dash, but the pony used her strength to back against the opponent. When he came to a stop near the Everfree Forest, Rainbow Dash slammed her right hoof into the Ursa's chest, knocking it off of her once more. However, doing so caused the Ursa to flail, a massive paw hitting Rainbow Dash and sending her flying. She crashed to the ground with enough force to form a shallow trench, coming to a stop somewhere near the fight begun. Face it, Supermare, Trixie said, her smug smile spreading wide. Even with all your strength, you have nothing with which to defeat the might of an Ursa Major! Rainbow Dash climbed out the trench and watched as the Ursa began to advance toward her. Well, it goes to show that you yourself can't beat me then. What? You used the proxy to take out a stronger foe. In some locales, that would be seen as cowardice. And others would see it as a cunning strategy! Trixie. Good, Trixie. Get mad. You know the Griffins would see you as a weakling, a backstabber. I don't care what Griffons think. Maybe. But before it gets out, everybody might start calling you the meek and treacherous Trixie. Rainbow Dash took off as a bolt blew magic slid to the ground next to her. Trixie is anything but meek! She is the most skilled and cunning unicorn that has ever lived! Rainbow Dash was now focused on Trixie. In the moment that the unicorn had lost her temper, the Ursa's eyes flickered slightly, and the bear stalled its attack. Bingo! I want to thank you, Trixie. You thank me. Yes, you just showed me how to defeat you. Rainbow Dash took off, climbing higher as both Trixie and the Ursa tracked her. Once she reached a good height, she turned and dove towards Trixie. Her hose outstretched and aimed at the ground right before the unicorn. Trixie's eyes went wide as she saw what was going to happen, but she failed to scramble away before Rainbow Dash hit the ground. The force of the impact was enough to blast a crater in the ground nearly 2 points wide, with bits of dirt going ballistic and embedding themselves in nearby buildings. Trixie tried to dig in with her hose, but the impact tossed her through the air like a leaf.
shattering any spells he was currently casting. The Ursa stopped again, its eyes losing their dull look. It stood there for a moment, puzzled at how it ended up so far away from home, before groaning in pain and lumbering out towards the everfree forest. At the bottom of the crater, Rainbow Dash could not help but smile. I win again, Trixie. All of Trixie's body hurt. It was the feedback coming from her horn. Maybe it was being thrown against the crowd, but it hurt nonetheless. She groaned and tried to bring herself back on her hooves. But failing that, she began to crawl towards the nearest building, hoping to get some time to recover. She never got far, for a blue-clad hoof was pressed against her back, pinning her to the ground. You lost, Trixie, Supermare said. Your Ursa is free of his brainwashing and your magic is spent. I ask you to surrender, so no more violence will be needed. No. There was a pause. Then tell me, who sent you? What? I've been watching you for some time. There's no way some pony of your level of magic can use a spell like that. So who sent you? How do you know I didn't just learn that spell? Because that spell would have taken years for you to master on your own. So, who sent you? Trixie will not tell you. Nothing you can do will change this. Really? Trixie felt Ho slid on her forelegs as she was hoisted into the air, Ponytail shrieking as they flew higher. What are you doing? Since you don't seem to be very cooperative, I feel a change of scenery is needed. When he reached the nearest clouds, Superman turned to Trixie to face her. Who sent you? I still won't tell you. There was another pause before Superman shrugged. Okay. The Pegasus let go and Trixie plummeted towards the ground, her legs flailing to slow her descent. She would have screamed, but her descent was slow when Superman dove after her, pulling her by her tail. You're insane! Trixie screamed. Not insane, just angry. Superman climbed up to her rental altitude. Trixie's tail still wrapped around her hoof. Now tell me, who sent you? You'll just drop me again. If you don't answer me, then yes, I will drop you. Who sent you? Zod! Trixie wailed, her legs still flailing wild. He called himself Zod! Where is he? I don't know. He said he was in Canterlot, but he could be anywhere right now. What does he look like? I don't know. Don't lie to me. I'm not. Why would I lie? He has some weird spell on his face. Superman heard mutter something about perception filters before pulling Trixie up. Thank you, Trixie. You may have saved a lot of lives. That was the last thing Trixie heard before something struck the back of her head and made the world go dark. Superman deposited Trixie on Town Hall before taking out towards Canterlot. Once he was gone, several ponies took up the task of watching Trixie until a proper detachment of guards could be called in from Canterlot to arrest her. Ponies set about the task of clearing away damages the fight had caused. As soon, Ponyville was back to normal. Pinkie bounced into town square, her head swiveling around for any sign of Rainbow Dash. Finding none, she went over to a nearby group of ponies. Hey, has any pony seen Rainbow Dash? No, I haven't seen her all day, one of the mares of the group said. Why do you ask? Oh, no reason. But you did see her. Tell her to come find you and everything is ready, and we need to find some good hiding spots. But you didn't hear about the hiding spots. Can you do that? Sure thing, Pinkie. Thank you. Mare smiled and skipped off, continuing her search for her friend.